Allah said, وَإِذَا وَقَعَ الْقَوْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ أَخْرَجْنَا لَهُمْ دَابَةً مِنَ الْأَرْضِ تُكَلِّمُهُمْ أَنَّ النَّاسَ كَانُوا بِآيَاتِنَا لَا يُوقِنُونَ. When their cup is full, Allah said, when the time is up, you've given them the Torah, the Zabur, the Injil, they don't believe in that, the Quran, they don't believe in that, okay. When the time is up, when their cup is full, we shall rise them up a beast made from the earth. Look at the miracle. We shall rise them, akharajna, put it in their face, a beast made from the earth. Then Allah said, tukallimuhum anna nasa. That beast will speak to mankind. Then Allah said, Kanu bi ayatina la yuqinun. We have done this because mankind have deviated from the path of Allah. So if you follow not the path of Allah, the other path is going to take you to Jahannam. Okay, let's break it down. What is it that Allah developed? Allah said, we will rise you up a beast. Akharajna lakum dawatan min al-ard. Akharajna, to be in your face. But we will rise it up from the earth. Computer is in your face. You speak to it. It's a time ago, Sheikh, I came home and my son is in his room. He was laughing and talking to himself. I thought he got a company in his house. When I said, Jamil, who's that? That I'm the computer. What? Are you crazy? You talk like you're talking to a human being. Allah said, we will rise that down towards the end of time. And it will be in your face. Computer is in our face. Laptop is on your face. And we talk to it. But the point is, what is it that Allah will rise from the earth? There is something called silicon. Silicon came from the earth. You have to dig the earth deep down to get silicon fiber. With it, you make the brain of computer. The CPU, right? The central processing unit. It came from the earth. Without it, computer cannot function. It is the only thing that is made from the deep. You have to dig deep to get silicon. With it, you build the brain of computer. So Allah said, we will rise them up a beast made from the earth. أخرجنا لهم دابة من الأرض. أخرجنا, to be in your face. تكلمهم أن الناس, it will speak to mankind. Don't computers speak to us. Don't telephones speak to us. Don't we do WhatsApp? Don't we see things that's like 10,000 miles away, yet it speaks to us? It does. So this is computer. I was giving a lecture in one of the colleges, Islamic University in Tennessee, in America. The student body invited me to talk about Islam and the Quran and the Hijaz of Quran. So I was giving that talk, and in my talk I said, we just found that the Quran mentioned United Nations in the Quran. You know what's up? Come on, Awal, man. United Nations in the Quran. I'm like reading the one. I said the Quran mentioned United Nations. And I have my proof. Allah said everything is there. It's up to you. Open your eye. Not just looking. Open your eye. Think deep. Tadabbur, reflection. Think over it. You catch so many things. So far we are boasting in our institution. We have over 600 sciences. 600. We don't know anything. We just know very small. 600. Some new, even higher. And we always develop a new technique of finding the new science in the Quran. So the Quran mentioned United Nation. Where's United Nation? Before I begin to give you the understanding, be careful and listen to what Allah said in the Quran. When you give the ayah, but I want you to analyze the ayah, if you know the ayah, otherwise I'm going to give you the English rendition. Do you know spider gizzard? Okay, we have over 2,000 spider species. Different, over 2,000 different types. What you see around the wall, spider, gizzard appreciation, you're kidding. Yeah, but we have over 2,000 different species. Some spider can grab a goat and run away with it. In tarantula, if you go to the Amazon, the rainforest of Amazon in Brazil, I was there twice. A spider this big, it can chase you. It can carry a young baby. Yep. Grab it along and go with it. Spider. It's just there's some like this, some big, They're like giants. It's dangerous, man. We don't have those here. We got few. But there's one surah in the Quran, Surah Al-Ankabut, chapter of the spider. So Allah said in the Quran, the spider have, most of them are blind. 70% of the spiders are blind. But they have one thing in common, that is they build the house using, the silk that come out of their hinge. They build the next. They build it. In a minute, they build it. If any prey comes along, it gets trapped. So the spider will come and wrap you. If the spider builds that web, it always have one single line attached to its right leg. Then it move away to stay on the leaf. If any animal comes along, you get trapped. So the spider will get that communication, it will come and wrap you up. If the animal is too big enough that the spider cannot fight, the spider will inject it with a lethal weapon. It will inject it, then the animal will be paralyzed. Then within minutes, his body becomes like flute. To be like soup. So the spider will come, suck you up. So if you see the spider where they build their nest, look under, you see flies, but if you touch it, the food, they suck you up. So that is meant to catch. It's meant to catch. Spider, the house is trickery. They build it to catch you. So Allah made a statement in the Quran. That's what I'm looking for. مثل الذين اتخذوا من دون الله أولياء كمثل العنكبوت اتخذت بيتا. Allah said, وَإِنَّ أَوْهَنَ الْبُيُوتِ بَيْتُ الْعَنْكَبُوتِ. Then, لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ. That's what I'm looking for. Allah said, those whom you are looking forward to help you, those whom you go to them to help you, can't you see that these people, their house is built like the spider's house? Those who you think will help you. مثل الذين اتخذوا من دون الله أولياء كمثل العنكبوت اتخذت بيتا. Look at their house. Those who you want them to help you, their house is built like that spider's house. Then Allah said, the most horrible, the most flimsy of all houses is that of the spider. But if you know the implication of what I'm talking about, if you know the parable I am putting forward, you will understand what I'm talking about in this ayah. The spider. See, I live in New York City for 34 years. I live in the whole United States. I don't stay in one place. I don't have a home. I move around. But there was a time that I lived in New York City and I drove a yellow cab for 15 years. So I know New York upside down. Just give me the house number and I'll take you there in a minute. Because I'm a taxi driver. I was a taxi driver before. So I know the loopholes. On Wednesdays, you go to United Nations. Go to United Nations on Wednesday after 12 noon and ask them you want to see. They take you, there's a guy who will show you this is this and that. You will go. They show you around. Wednesdays after 12 o'clock. So I used to drive a taxi. We park by United Nations. Where they give good tips, man. I go there and get my share. They steal the money from all over the world. They come to United Nations. I go get my cuts. So I stay in the lane. When I get the fare, I get a percentage. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always on the line in the United Nations. I want to make some money, fast money. If the meter is $10, my brother is over there, he's a taxi driver too. He knows what I'm talking about. And I see him all the time in front of the lanes trying to make some money. That's what it is. So on Wednesday, they take you around and go to the United Nations. They can show you, this is where they say, this is where the parliament is and that, this and that. So what happens is this. If you happen to go, ask them that you want to see where the big five. Who are the big five? You know them? United States, Britain, Russia, Japan, and France. Right? The big five. These guys are the ones that decide what is going on in the United Nations. Sometimes you see Ghana president, Nigerian president, Togo president. You are just there for a show. They don't respect you. You just come and they give you 10 minutes. Go sit down and get out of here. What are you going to tell them? That's how you Black Africa, man. What are you going to tell them? Look at us, man. You develop. You don't even have a malaria net for yourself. Now you come to the United Nations. All right, we'll just give you 5 minutes. Hurry up. You ain't got no time. Once you finish, you leave. When you're done, the big five will come. This nation that I've just mentioned, they are the ones that decide what is going to happen in the world. They decide what is happening in the world. So they enter into that room. The room, according to Islam, is built like a spider's house. It's a dome. It's built like a net. It's a dome. It's built like a spider's web. That's where they sit and deliberate. And I'm asking you a question. If you know, just raise your hand. Don't say it, just raise your hand if you know. What is the emblem, the flag of United Nations?
Blue. Colored.
What is the design? The design. The United Nations, their flag or their emblem is, what is it? How does it look like? What is it? How does it look like? Can you describe it?
We look like gold, but like spider web is still the same.
Yeah, it's almost the same. Yeah, like wheat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a world map.
But they look like spider.
Spider's web. Just like spider. And then the world map is inside.
Yeah.
Think, why would they catch the world? Spider burn to catch and destroy. Why would they choose spider's web as their emblem? And why is it that what they catch is inside the emblem? It's the map of the world inside spider's web. It's the catches. The catches. If you go to internet, what do? www. World Wide Web. Spider's web. You want to catch information. Catch your information. Catch information. You want to catch fish through the net. So the net is meant to catch. United Nations intend to catch the world by surprise. So Allah said, those who you take to protect you, can't you see that their house is built like the spider's house? Then Allah said, the most horrible houses is that of the spider. But if you know the implication of my parable, spider's web is horrible. Spider's web. So Allah began on that surah, United Nations. That is number one. Number two, description of United Nations. Why would Allah say, "What in the awhan"? Why would Allah chooses the spider's web as an example? You know, spider, the female spider is bigger than the male spider. She's 3 times or 4 times bigger than the male. The female is big, the male is small. So anytime they're trying to mate, she releases a thermone. A thermone is some kind of a fuse. She releases it. If the male is like 2 miles away, he can read the fuel and read the name of the spider. He can read how old is she. He can even read if this is her first time to mate by smelling whatever she emits from her heat. And she will know, and he will know that this specific spray is meant for Mr. A, not Mr. B. They smell it enough. He's talking to you, not me. He's referring to you. So she knows. So if she spills the fume, the male spider will run to her. But there's 2 chances. If he mates with her, the moment he's finished mating with her, she will catch him and eat him. But if he is smart, if he gets closer, he will go. Then he will stop. He will stop. Because he knows that either she eats him or he tries to escape. But he's taking a risk. The urge to reproduce is making him to go. So once he gets to the female, once they begin to mate, once they mate, at the end of the mate, if he is fast, he just run away and go. If you lose guard a little bit, she's going to grab him and she's going to start eating him. Why is she eating him? Scientists don't know. It became an enigma. They're just trying to understand. Why would she eat the male? But most of the spiders, they eat the male. Now science are telling us that there is certain nutrients in the body of the male that she needs. Because if she eats the male, she gets that particular nutrient, so her eggs will be immune and free from bacteria and certain detrimental that will make, in short, the spiderling will grow to be healthy. But you have to eat the meat to get that particular vitamin or nutrient. That is why. So it's a dangerous house to be. It's a dangerous house to be in the house of the spider. Number two, if the spider gives birth with a spiderling, she becomes so weak. She got to go out and eat to come and feed them. But in most cases, she becomes so lazy. So when she becomes so lazy, the spiderlings will begin to attack each other to eat. They eat their brethren. They eat each other. So it's a dog-eat-dog. The strong survive in the spider world. If you are stronger, you eat the weaker ones. That is what they do in their house. So they eat the father and they eat themselves. Number three, if the spider female becomes so weak, then she sacrifices herself to the kids, to her kids. What she does is she releases some fume. The kids will read that and they will say, oh, mom wants us to attack her and eat her alive. So once she releases that fume, they will attack her and they will eat her. They will eat their mom and become full. By the time they finish eating, it will take them 2 to 3 weeks for them to become strong and fend for themselves. Science calls that matrophagy. Matrophagy is the process whereby the spiderling eats their mother on her behest. She asks them to eat them. Again, the second version of the Surah Ankabut Allah is giving us is that similitude is fine. Then Allah said, "What in the awhan, the most horrible house is that of the spider, if you but know." Or the female eat the male, and the children eat themselves. And the children eat the mother. So it's a horrible house. And the word that Allah used, "What in the awhan, the most horrible of houses is that of the spider, if you but know what I'm talking about." So you can see the midst of the Quran has given scientists, the German scientists realized all this information a few years ago. The German scientist, after studying for many years, he gave us this information that he's studying with spider. He sleeps with them. They bite him. He's science, but he's just trying to, he wants to know why is it that they eat this and that. And he studied all this and he wrote a book. This is what is happening to the spider. And it's confirmed what the Quran said. The Quran is so powerful that it makes us all this information. Now, the Quran is giving the science something to fall back on. But back then they say Muslim or Islam have plenty of money. Right. So I'm going to give you one more science, lack of time. Maybe I'll come back and do part 2 when I come back again. Okay, the next science I'm going to give you is, what do I give you? In the sea. See, I live in Cape Coast. I was born in Cape Coast. I know you know how to swim. Don't try. You don't have sea. You're going to get drowned. Don't even try, man. Like Busumpi is not going to help you. I know Lake Busumpi is not a sea, but I can swim. I swim like a fish. I was born right by the seashore, swimming all my life. Quran mentioned about something concerning the sea that recently marine biologists are proving the point that what the Quran said is true, but they don't understand how could Muhammad make this information when he never had a sea in his life. Muhammad never seen a sea, never crosses an ocean in his life. Yet, give us information that is so consistent with modern science in the Quran. So Allah described the life of the unbeliever. The unbeliever's life, Allah described in the Quran. You know, it doesn't matter how you take a shower, you know, your iman is definitely not consistent with Tawheed. So Allah described the life of the unbeliever. The life of the unbeliever, the Quran said, is so dark, like the depth of the ocean. أو كالظلمات في بحر لجي يغشاه موج من فوقه موج من فوقه سحاب ظلمات بعضها فوق بعض إذا أحد يده لم يقدرها. Allah said, The skin or the life of the unbeliever is so dark, like the depth of the ocean. Like the depth of the ocean. Then Allah in the Quran describes what is happening in the darkness. Mawjun min fawqihi mawjun min fawqihi sahab. Allah said in the depth of the ocean is darkness on top of darkness. In the next one in the sky. So the Quran mentioned two types of darkness, two types of waves. If you go to the seashore, you see the wave, people surf on it, the wave. The Quran said, Mawjud, min fawqihi mawjud. That means there's another wave. Scientists knew that after the Second World War, they went to study the seabed and to search for minerals and explore oil. And so they saw that in the depth of the ocean, over 2,000 feet, is so dark, more than a charcoal. If you have the biggest light in the world, if you beam it, it's still going to be dark. The darkness is, you can't describe that darkness at all. It's not on earth. Muhammad never went to the ocean 2,000 feet. How? You can't even survive 150 feet. You can't even survive. You need a submarine technology to be able to breathe. Even the scuba divers who specialize in the water, once they dip in, they need to come back after 4 seconds to breathe without death. That is 150 feet. But 2,000 feet, that's where the darkness is beyond our rationale. The Quran explained in details. Quran explained two darkness. The first one you see when you go to the ocean. The second one you have to go deep down. And no human being will survive over 2,000 feet. 150 feet you can't even survive. Not talk about 2,000 feet. Scientists wrote this. This man, Professor Johnson, he wrote a book that is called The Mystery of the Deep. In that book, he explained how deep the ocean is, which makes one scientist became a Muslim, Professor Cousin. When he came to France, he was shown a book, the Quran, by another scientist. He said, he showed him the science of marine technology. So we said, who told Mohammed this information? He said, nobody told him. It's a revelation. He said, no, it can't be revelation. It's a science. He said, yeah, but it's in the Quran. The Muslim Quran is better. How? He said, why? How? Because the information is consistent with knowledge. That's what Allah said. وَيَرَى الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ هُوَ الْحَقُّ وَيَهْدِي إِلَىٰ صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. Those with the knowledge of Muhammad, they will come eventually and they will prove that you have Allah, you have the right track. So knowledge is powerful. You have to seek knowledge, man. يَرْفَعِ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنكُمْ وَالَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ Allah will give you darajat. You know, women will like you. You know how many women love me? Do you know? Don't I look cute? I look nice, right? I look nice. They like me. Sheikh, you look smooth, man. You cool. Sheikh, are you married? If I say yes, well, you could have four. I don't mind to be the third one. They like niceties. Women are very. So if you have the, I don't have knowledge. I'm just giving you an example. If you have the knowledge, wallahi they will come. Women will come looking for you. Men will want to be like you. You want to copy you. They want to be like you too. Rich people want to be around you. And knowledgeable people will be around you. So if you have knowledge, everything else will follow you. Everything else will follow you. I'm motivating you to get knowledge. I'm your brother. I was born in Kempos. Not Kempos Akaiman. You know? We don't want this to say, I'm not about it. What did it again? Kurun Allah stands in one hand in ilimin kimiyya da fasaha da Qur'ani da ilimin yahudu da nasara da bagabita Qur'ana ko bani sha fa idan da ba san abin da ya faru ba kurun sai Allah tsoma cikin wannan bincike haka kawai daga ina jin je na binciken kaza da kaza da kaza Kuma sai daga I start to enjoy it. Wallahi jama'a, wallahi ba ku yana ba shi rantsuwa. I'm saying this, Allah ya san zuciya na ba wai I'm proud bane. Wallahi, rabona da yi aiki, azam, kankara, block, wallahi ya jima. Aiki na ne kawai ina da kawai da shi. Shi waya na ya kada. Assalamu alaikum. Awal, mashallah. Sheikh, we want you to come to India. Oh, India, how long? Oh, 4 days. 4 days, it's going to cost you. Okay, inshallah, we'll take care of that. Okay, so we did Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, mashallah. I don't take no economy aeroplane. I want a business class. I want a business class. Am I right or wrong? I gotta be cool. You want my service? You pay for it. Business class. It's okay, Sheikh, we take care of that. I don't stay with no 2-star, 3-star hotel. 5-star. Sheikh. Sheikh, then the malami je ka alga da bin zama. No jaki ta. Oh, kuna hawa manya movies. So this is what I want. Mun dace kun yadda yaushe ne jirgin ke ka airport akwai ticket. It's part of my clothes. Ina ciki ban gane ba kawai sai ki sabo ya zo wannan na kira wannan kira. Why? Come on, Sheikh ta kira da kaman yau ka sami waya. You see what it is? So this is something that seek knowledge, man. I got 2 more minutes. The messenger said, "Khayrukum, man ta'allama al-Quran." The best amongst you. You see, who learned the Quran and teaches it. Not the guy with the long house, big houses, driving Mercedes Benz and no. What the good guy having the name? But it's not the messenger said, knowledge is the lost property of the believer. Go look for it, even if it's with the unbeliever, because you deserve the knowledge more than the unbeliever. Knowledge. Allah is done. Akwai wanda na gani wani ke ba labari ya zo gudun sallah ashirin wallahi ba shi da kuma fandala ya yi buro sauran shi 2 cities. So ya kashe sai gobe sai kura da nono ko abu ne ya sha ko waka kara ba yana cikin abin da sallah sai ya tuna da 2 cities sai rabbi da ha taba wani ne ji shuru cikin sallah talauci ba daɗi wallahi ba daɗi to ka nemi ilimi ka nemi ilimi komai ya biyo ka hadha billahi tawfiq wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi
ina ji muna gode da malamin da wannan bayani da ya mana duk wanda ke son karin bayani na irin wannan bayani da malam yayi gobe a gidan kakanmu Alhaji Laminu akwai watsi da za su yi a wannan biki malam ya hadarto wannan wuri ya amfanar da mu haka lokaci ya kai zan ba mahaifina ya cikin yin addu'a malam Lukman Laminu Yusuf ban sani ba ko malam ya gane shi the brother of Isa Laminu his father is my father yeah
Isa is our house. Malabas.
Bari kafin ne ya zo Allah da tambaya. Da Allah wani zai ba da jawabi. Shi ne cewa me yasa Allah ya zabi manzo ina da mutum da yake bai karatu ba da nemi ilimi ba Allah ya zabe shi ya aiko shi shi ne manzo da yake na karshe ga duniya baki daya.
Don duniya a gane gaskiya.
Domin Allah na son mutanen duniya su gane gaskiya. Ka gani in kan koma ba sai ka kama inda Allah ya zabi talibi wanda ya yi karatu wani wani da shi bai da yanci bai ya kuwa kirti da cewa littafi na ga ya fi na kowa domin akwai malamin sa. Kuma da ce ya nemi ilimin za su ce shi ya kirkiro wannan Kur'ani ya debo daga wannan littafi ije research ya dawo kawo an turance da wannan kowa saboda shi wannan yana daga cikin jawabi akwai jawabai da dama ne da kara wannan amma wannan zama yana bukatar sabon zama muna gode wa malam da halartuwa da yi ku duka kuma da kuke da Allah sara yana tambaya ɗauke bismillah.
Stars. Are you still living with that your wife who rather told you that I don't want to talk to you, I want to talk to my sister? You know what I'm saying? Why?
I don't want to be shot, man. I don't want to be shot.
Yeah, you don't want to be shot. But the brother said if you did, you don't take that home. I want to talk to my sister. And you said she's now on